Coming up in this Brightline construction update. This update looks at the process to undercut track in Fort Pierce, Florida. The undercutting specifically occurred around the Citrus Avenue overpass, just south of downtown Fort Pierce, at the entrance to Fort Pierce Yard. Undercutting is a process of removing ballast from under existing tracks without having to demolish them. This is often done to remove old ballast that has decayed to the point that it is full of dirt, has large amounts of ballast that have broken apart into smaller pieces, or has other contaminants that need to be removed. This can all affect the track's drainage and how well the tracks are supported. Undercutting can also be done as a method to lower the tracks, which was the purpose of the work going on here. We are currently by the south signals of CP Fort Pierce, as the undercutter is working on the western main line. Over the years, as maintenance is performed and the tracks are tamped, the track is raised a little bit at a time. With the work going on here to add the new CP Fort Pierce crossover, the tracks would have been raised to a level where the height from the rail to the underside of the Citrus Avenue overpass was going to become an issue for high loads in the near future. The decision was made to lower the tracks using this undercutter before installing the second half of the crossover. This machine works by having a bar and kind of chain system, which sort of looks like a chainsaw, extending fully under the track being worked on, pulling the ballast out to the side. Once to the sides, conveyor belts on both sides pull the ballast up on top of the machine to shaker decks, where the contaminated material is separated from the good ballast. The spoils from there can either be moved on conveyors and thrown off to the side of the right-of-way, or loaded into gondolas, like seen in this case, to be hauled away. There are various settings on the machine that can regulate how deep and how much ballast is removed. The remaining good, clean ballast is then placed back under the track. The exact amount can be regulated by the machine for cases like this where the goal is to lower the tracks. This was filmed near the end of the work, so more ballast was being placed back under as the lowering was being feathered out to rejoin the existing conditions. Behind the whole operation, a tamper and regulator followed to properly tamp this loosely dropped ballast and realign the tracks. Moving away from the undercutting momentarily, and this area is roughly where the new crossover will be installed. And here's the Citrus Avenue overpass, which caused the issues. Looking north across the bridge, and you can see the other half of the CP4 Pierce crossover that was previously installed and put into service. The turnouts for the new crossover, plus an additional one still to be installed to access the yard, are currently being built off to the side here in this open field, where there is room to work. Work is still ongoing to reconfigure the Fort Pierce yard. The current priority is to get the main lines completed for Brightline to begin service, so work on the yard is ongoing as crews have time. To help give an idea of how fast this machine works and the different aspects of it, here it is shown at its actual speed, passing a fixed point of view. The boxcar behind the machine holds different parts and pieces to maintain and repair the undercutter. This specific undercutter is operated and maintained by Railworks. Shifting forward to late July now, and one of the biggest changes immediately is this large stockpile of brand new 53-foot Florida East Coast Railway containers stockpiled in the intermodal terminal across the tracks. These have slowly been trickling in and are likely being held here in advance of the busy holiday season just around the corner. Shifting back to the construction, and you can see the new crossover on the right here. It had been installed back in late May and early June, at the same time I was covering the Palm Bay siding removal, which is why I did not cover its installation. It was actually being fully activated for service the following day, with more of the new signals in this area being activated at the same time. Just north of the bridge, and partially under it, is the new turnout providing access to the yard. The third track from the left is what will be known as the Fort Pierce siding, after some more yard configuration work is completed, with the fourth track acting more as a switching lead. The remaining signal heads will be activated on the signal bridge the following day. We'll wrap up with a quick look at the Rockwood Concrete tie plant, which is emptied out with the end of construction, though they are still manufacturing ties here for other projects. This yard, along with another piece of property adjacent to it, were jam-packed with ties during the height of construction. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages.